In the previous video, we have ranked every beginner class in Animal Hospital Roblox. And today, let's look at the mid-tier classes, which cost between 500 and 2,000 animal coins. For a regular bacon head, that is not a cheap price at all. In fact, you might need to grind for an entire week just to afford one. But honestly, some of these are so bad, you should just use the basic intern or paramedic we roasted last time instead. Since even with those classes, some pro players still find smart ways to utilize the perks and unlock their hidden potential. But with this one, even they gotta give up. So which option is that terrible class? On the other hand, which one is the best class that everyone should get here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's kick things off with the Psychologist, which is the first class we are checking out today. I purchased this one for 500 animal coins. Since you only earn about 15 to 20 animal coins per shift, this is a mid-tier class that takes around 25 to 30 shift of grinding to unlock, so not a cheap price at all. But honestly, playing this class is the highest risk of them all, and it is definitely not for the faint of heart. We start the game with 100% sanity and 0 money. His passive ability at level 1 doubles all sanity effects, both positive and negative. He can gain passive sanity from checking in patients, treating them, and after drinking some coffee. Once you grind enough to hit level 2, the game gives you a slight break. You still have those doubled sanity effects, but you get a 7.5% chance to completely ignore any sanity loss. If you push all the way to level 3, that chance to ignore sanity loss increases to 15%. Okay, that is all his stats tell us. Let's do some quick math on why this class feels so stressful to play. Normal classes take a 1 sanity loss from job stress. For the Psychologist, this is doubled, so you take a heavy 2 hit. Now, the game tries to balance this by giving you a passive +1 sanity point to negate that extra loss, keeping the average sanity loss mathematically the same as any other class. But in actual gameplay, because of those doubled negative effects, your safety net is basically cut in half. You are always one step away from losing your mind. That is why for my tier list, I put the Psychologist straight into F tier. Spending 500 coins just to give myself a 50% sanity debuff is a total noob move. Even if we reach level 2 or 3, a 7.5% or 15% chance to ignore sanity loss is way too low to make up for having half of my effective sanity. Moving on from the Psychologist, let's talk about the Doctor class. We can unlock this one for 900 animal coins, which is going to take you about 45 to 60 shifts to grind out. We start with 75% sanity and still 0 money. At level 1, he can recover 1 sanity every time you heal patients. Level 2 gives him recovery plus a +15 bonus max sanity, and level 3 gives recovery plus a +20 bonus max sanity. This class is very similar to the Secretary, but we will work at the back-end clinic instead of the front desk check-in. This means just like Secretary, Doctor do not have to constantly rely on sanity items to survive long shifts. When you want to directly deal with patients all the time, this role is fantastic. Every time you help a patient, you recover a little sanity. As we level up and our max sanity increases, we also have a much better cushion to handle worse shifts as the hospital gets more chaotic. Our main job is to bounce between the patient rooms to provide the healing before they walk out, while our teammate admits them from the front desk. Personally, I would rank the Doctor in B tier, right next to the Secretary. The passive sanity gain from healing patients makes this a simple yet very effective class. Even though we do not start with items or extra money, it is still one of the better choices for long runs. Now, if you want a mid-tier class that requires a bit more grinding, we have the Security class. It can be purchased for 1250 animal coins, which means you'll need to grind about 60 to 80 shifts to get this one. We start with 60% sanity and 20 money. At level 1, we get an X-Taser with 5 uses. Level 2 gives us the Taser and a deployable camera. At level 3, the Taser regenerates 1 charge every round. Even without any extra tricks, Security is still a very solid option if you want to take a more hands-on approach to defending your hospital. You start with the X-Taser, which allow you to defend patients and teammates 5 times. And when you reach level 3 with Security, it also gets much better because it regenerates a charge every single round. However, even with just those limited charges at level 1 and 2, you can still use a trick to farm way more money in animal coins than you are actually supposed to at the beginning of the game. This gives you a massive OP head start to buy whatever you need early on. I showed the exact details of how to pull off this trick in my previous video, so check that out if you want to make the early game look like an easy obby. Aside from the Taser, the deployable camera is the other starting item you get, and it is an extremely broken tool. In fact, this is easily the absolute best anomaly detector in the entire game, even beating out the secret agent scanner. Let me explain. Just like regular cameras, it allows you to spot anomalies, but the big difference here is that you can place this camera literally anywhere you want. You can place it directly next to a patient's bed, practically touching them to check whoever you want whenever you want. On the other hand, the secret agent scanner checks instantly but has a massive 120-second cooldown. That cooldown is so slow that a whole shift of check-ins could be completely finished before the scanner is even ready to use again. That is why I rank security in S tier. It is a real Sigma class for not only farming money but also surviving long term, even when you're just level 1 or 2. So that is my honest rating for these 3 classes. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. That is all for today. See you next time.